If you are a blogger, content marketer, or digital entrepreneur that wants to elevate your content writing skills, then you know that creating compelling SEO-optimized content can drive your engagement and conversions. However, the ability to stand out in a saturated marketplace, attract a loyal audience, and achieve your personal and business goals depends on the type of content that you create. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create this content, how you can understand your audience, and why understanding content writing is the key to being successful in this area. Let's get right into it. On average, people nowadays spend as much as 7 hours consuming digital content. This is a lot of time. It's almost a third of someone's day. If you consider that people spend a third of their day sleeping and the other third doing other things, you're looking at building a skill that can take over a lot of time that people spend during their day. But what exactly is content writing? Content writing involves the planning, writing, and editing of stuff you post online. This type of content will help you succeed in digital marketing. Here is an example to illustrate my point. So let's say that someone's creating the top 10 healthy eating habits for 2024. As a content marketer, the person will focus on these 3 stages. There's the planning, the writing stage, and the editing stage. In the planning stage, the person will do these 3 things. They will research, so they will identify topics in health and wellness using tools like Google Trends, which we'll look at in a bit. They will create an outline, so they will structure a blog post, selecting the key points and identify SEO-targeted keywords. Again, we'll look into this in a bit. And here the objective is to ensure relevance, searchability, and audience value. Then there is the writing phase. So the person will create an engaging overview of healthy eating's importance. When it comes to content, they will detail each healthy habit with practical tips and suggestions. And they might also consider the style. So they will use a conversational and informative tone with visual aids for engagement. And finally, there is the editing part. So after the writing, the person will do the editing. So they will review. So they will check for things like clarity, coherence, grammatical accuracy, and concise. Person will then do SEO optimization, so they will ensure keyword usage, link incorporation, and proper formatting, and the goal is to achieve reader engagement and search engine optimization. So as you can see, there is these 3 sections when it comes to content creation. There's the planning, writing, and editing. All are important, all have a function, and all help the reader get from one stage to the next, which is to become informed about the content they are reading about. So within the digital marketing world, these 3 factors help someone move from one stage to another. And let's get a bit more detail when it comes to what actually is a stage. According to Eugene Schwartz in his Breakthrough Advertising book, there are 5 different levels of markets. So the first stage is the unaware stage. The people don't know that they have a problem. The second is they are problem aware, so they understand there is a problem that they have. Solution aware, which is where they understand there are solutions to their problem, but they don't know which ones they are. There's the product aware, where they know that there are products that can help them with their problem. And the most aware, which is when they have done the research, they are ready to buy one specific solution. And our job as a content marketer is to guide people through the different stages and move them from one stage to the next. So by creating content that targets that particular person and the stage that they are in, we can help guide them towards the next stage. Now, the thing with digital marketing is that there are different channels. So you can target people that are on their social media, that are reading your emails, that are searching on Google. So they find your articles through search engine optimization. There are different ways. Each of them requires specific ways for the content to be created. However, the aim is always the same, to move the person to the next stage. And this is why content marketing and content writing specifically is super important. And with this in mind, it's also key to consider that there is a lot of potential for growth. It's a very big market, there's a lot more competition, but people are also yearning for better content that helps them find the right solutions. There's a ton of information on the internet, and with that, there's a lot of garbage. If you can create content that is accurate, that's to the point, that provides the readers with value that helps them solve their problems. This is when people will start coming to you as the trusted authority. It's no longer the case that people buy from random faceless brands. If you can become the authority in your niche, that people can say he's or she's the person that knows what they're speaking about the most, that is a very good competitive advantage to have. How do you actually create this type of content? And the key lies in being able to connect with your audience. There's the expression that says, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And this is attributed to Theodore Roosevelt. So once people know that you care about what they care about, then they will care about how much you know. And again, in this day and age where everyone can publish information, showing people that you care about their problems and the solutions that you provide is the key to differentiate yourself and stand out in a crowded marketplace. When you understand how to really understand your audience better and create content that targets that specific audience, you'll be able to really make a difference in people's lives because they will start listening to what you are saying. Many people buy online courses, yet they never even log into the portal where the information is kept. They don't take action. They don't act on the information that they buy. And while some people are lazy, there are others that feel that now that they bought something, the solution will just magically appear. At the same time, there's also people that once they see what the product is all about, understand that people simply don't care, that they're in it for a quick buck, and that the information that they put out into the world just isn't valuable. And I feel this is a big segment of the market. When people can identify with you and understand that you care about their problems and actually helping them, that is when you can make the most difference with your content. So how do you actually do this? How do you get people to understand that you care about them? You do this by creating content that speaks to one person. While your content will be out there and many people will be able to access it, when you create content, people will need to feel that you are speaking directly to them. And creating customer personas is the way to do this. So to speak, a person that represents the majority of your audience. When you speak to this person, you're speaking to one person with their own name, unique problems, and unique solutions. They have specific wants and needs that will help you create content around such wants and needs. So there are 10 steps to identify your target persona, and these are the steps in outline format. So the first is to define the purpose of your persona. Then you get their data, you segment your audience, you select the persona's demographic, identify their goals and challenges, determine their interests, understand their pain points, document their content preference, develop a narrative, and you use and refine. So this is quite a generic kind of list. So let's make it more specific by considering someone that is 25 years old and wants to start a freelance writing business. So here's an example of a person, which we will call Jordan Taylor. The purpose of the persona is to tailor resources, advice, and services for young entrepreneurs, because we said 25 years old, entering the freelance writing industry. To get our thing down, we have a few different methods. So you can have survey responses from freelance writing forums, social media insights from entrepreneurial and writing groups, and interviews with new freelance writers. So we're gathering data from people that are in the trenches, that are living the life of this person, and who want to get the results that this person wants. The audience segment is young professionals, early career freelancers, aspiring digital nomads. So this is the general demographics. We have age 25, can be male or female, entry-level income, because they want to increase it through their freelance writing, potential education, occupation, so aspiring freelance writer, and with this information, we can then start building the goals and challenges. So the person's goal is to establish a successful freelance writing business, secure steady clients, and achieve financial independence. So pretty solid and specific kind of goals. We can always drill down deeper into each of them, but for now we're just building the general audience persona. Challenges: they have lack of experience in freelancing, building client base, setting competitive rates, and managing time effectively. We have their interests, so things that they like doing. They're into digital marketing, blogging, and creative writing. They listen and watch YouTube channels related to entrepreneurship, and they love traveling and the digital nomad lifestyle. They have their pain points, which are finding clients, negotiating rates, and balancing multiple projects. And this is the type of content the persona might prefer. How-to guides and tips for beginning freelancers, success stories, webinars on personal branding, and short actionable blog posts. So this is a lot of information that we can use to create content targeted towards this persona. This is the narrative of the person. So the person is an ambitious 25-year-old, wants to carve out a career in freelancing, specifically freelance writing. They have a passion for storytelling, they have a degree in communications, they want a flexible freelance lifestyle, and they are finding it hard to enter the freelance market because there's competition, there's uncertainty. So these are all the words that we will use when we are creating our content. So it can be very detailed if you decide to drill down into this. And I suggest you do, because this is an exercise that you will do the first time round, and you can always keep iterating and building on it. But once you have the foundation down, you can create content that people will resonate with. Because when I create content speaking to Jordan, the person I'm speaking to, whether it's my videos, my articles, my blog posts, I would be creating this content with one person in mind. Another thing you can do when it comes to understanding your persona is use a tool like Google Trends. So if I search for content writing and I hit explore, I can see the interest over time. So if I go to past 30 days, you can see that the interest is pretty stable, and at the same time it's pretty high over the last month. If I go back to a few years, so past 5 years, you can see that the interest has increased relatively over the last few years. You can see that the interest has increased in regions like Pakistan, Nigeria, Nepal, India, Bangladesh, related queries, ChatGPT, free AI content writing tools. So I can say that, or I can conclude that with the introduction of AI tools, the interest has been rising. You can also look for top queries, so content in writing, content writing jobs, writing jobs. It's all in line with the persona that I've just developed. And this will help me create content that is effective. Creating content that aligns with this data is important because it will also help when it comes to the tone of voice and my writing style. If I'm creating content that uses one specific style that my audience just doesn't identify with, even though the content might be great, it won't be appreciated. People won't be able to take the information and actually use it. So it all is part of the bigger picture. Let's now speak about SEO and content optimization. So you know why creating the right content is important. You know who the content you're creating is aimed for, and it's now time to sit down and actually write it. Creating optimized content is somewhat part science and part art, but there's a lot of science to it because you know who you're speaking to and what their problems are. And with these two things in mind, you can create content that, when you spark in some creativity, allows you to stand out and create stuff that the right target audience will appreciate. So by really understanding SEO and content optimization, your work won't be for nothing, but instead it will be consumed by the right audience who will see you as the authority for whatever content you're creating. If you don't do this, all your work will be for nothing. So it's a very important part of the content creation process. Now, why is SEO important? The quick answer is that SEO will help your content get found online. There's a lot of websites on the internet with a lot of content that people simply don't come across. Because when they go to Google, they type in a specific keyword, and these pages show up on page 10, 20, 100, and no one actually goes to those kind of pages. If you're not showing up on the first page in the top positions, chances are that your content won't be found. And for your content to be found, you need to target specific keywords. Now, the thing is, you're not creating content necessarily with search engines in mind, but your content still needs to have SEO rules incorporated into it. And I'll get into that in the next segment. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to use this keywordtool.io. I just typed in content writing, and you can see that We have keywords like content writing jobs, AI tools for content writing, freelance content writing jobs, SEO content writing. So if I'm creating content for the target audience, which was the guy called Jordan, which we know has specific wants and needs, and I'm creating content around, let's say, content writing jobs. All these keywords can be phrases and words that I include in my content. Again, I'm not creating content with this in mind as the first priority. If I'm creating content about content writing jobs, I'm really keeping Jordan in mind and imagining I'm having a conversation with the guy. I'm writing about what to look for in content writing jobs, the skills you will need to succeed in these jobs, how to develop these skills, how to get better skills, which means better writing jobs that pay more. So I'm literally thinking I'm sitting down at a bar over a coffee and having a conversation with this friend of mine. However, I still need to keep SEO and keywords in mind. So in my content, I'm going to write about content writing AI. I'm going to speak about free AI tools for content writing, because these are all important keywords that tell the search engines what my content is about. The more of these keywords I can naturally include, the better the rankings will be. Obviously, there are more ranking factors, but writing with the user in mind first, and then considering the search engines, is the way things are shifting in the search engine world. In addition to using tools like this one, which is Keyword Tool, and my favorite, which is Ahrefs, and that will be a separate video in the future, there are artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT that can also help you with creating content for the right person. So let's say that I will use these keywords here. We're going to paste them there. We're going to remove this. We're going to remove that. I'm writing an article about content writing jobs. I want to incorporate these keywords as headings or subheadings. So I'm just going to give this simple prompt to get the wheels turning. And ChatGPT said incorporating an article around the theme of content writing jobs can be a structured way, okay? And here's suggested outline to help you organize your article effectively. So I'm just getting ideas, again, how to use these keywords within my content. And ChatGPT says introduction, content writing jobs, AI tools for content writing, freelance content writing jobs, SEO content writing, types, copywriting versus content writing, and it's provided me with an outline. So what I do next is take this outline. Potentially I can do it in bulleted format because I find it easier to understand, and then combine that with my expertise. So it's always important to combine AI inputs with your own expertise to create the best of both worlds. So with this, I have a good foundation to start creating content. I always keep the target audience in mind, or the target persona. So what I could do is copy the information that I have about Jordan. This is the persona I'm writing the content for. Adapt the outline above with the persona in mind. So like this, I'm creating more specific outlines that will be more useful for my target persona. And let's see how this goes. So here ChatGPT is saying introduce the concept as a viable and rewarding career path for young entrepreneurs like Jordan, highlight the freedom, flexibility, and potential for financial independence. So it's taking the wants and needs and desires of Jordan and telling me why not use that directly in the introduction, because it will make the content stand out and ensure a person like Jordan that they are reading an article written for them, which makes a lot of sense. So you can also combine the power of your research, the power of AI, and your expertise to really come up with content that hits the nail on the head. If we look at this, we can explore the types of content writing, so broaden Jordan's perspective on the various content writing opportunities. And again, like even in this section, copywriting versus content writing, clarify the distinction, because this information can help Jordan tailor their services and market themselves to the right client. So again, I'm just writing content with one person in mind. And this is the essence of content writing. You're speaking to many people, but at the same time, you're speaking to just one person. Finally, I just want to speak about EEAT, which is the concept that Google really focuses on nowadays. and which simply means experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And Google judges pages based on the credibility of the page, the author, and the website, especially in topics like YMYL, which stands for Your Money, Your Life. Having these factors, so expertise, experience, authority, and trust, is very important. When you're telling people how to live their life, when you're telling people about which medicine to take, how to invest their money, things that really can make a positive or negative difference in a person's life, having experts speaking to people is very important. It's crucial. And this is why having these EE80 factors can really make an article go up or down in the search rankings. So how do you do this when you are writing content? You need to find ways to incorporate this into your article. If you have created a YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers and you're writing a content piece about how to succeed with YouTube titles, mention that. Link to your channel. If you're creating content about how you solved a medical issue using, traditional herbs, mention that your expertise lies in having actually tried that and done that and gotten the results. So you need to show that you're not just typing out content and publishing it. You're creating content based on your life, on your experiences, and your own success. This is very important. If you can incorporate this EE80 factor with the ability to speak to one person, use the right SEO, and focusing on the right keywords, you will have content writing skills that not many people can match, because you're incorporating what Google wants, what the reader wants, with your own life experiences. And this is something that no one can do, because it's all about you as someone helping people get what they want. So in this video, we spoke about content writing. What is it and why it's important? We spoke about identifying your target audience and why creating content for one specific person is crucial. And we spoke about SEO and content optimization. Why creating content with SEO in mind, but also with the reader in mind as the first priority, is very important. We spoke about EE80 and why having experience, expertise, authority, and trust is important in today's world, and how you could do this with your own content. If you have found this content useful, hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And in the meantime, if you want to start your own freelancing business, check out the link in the description. I've created a checklist that can help you do just that. So check it out in the link below, and I'll speak to you in the next video.